What is up, everybody? It's your boy Officer D. We back with another video. Video time. All right, today we're gonna be talking about the difference between a marked patrol car and a marked patrol car. What are the benefits of it, and what are the uses of both of them? Primarily focusing on unmarked cars, or as people like to call them, undercover cars. So you got different uses and different types of undercover cars. You have this one, which you can see is primarily used as a detective car. You have other cars that are used for different purposes that can be, specific units, such as units targeting certain crimes. You can have them for traffic units. Supervisors may use them, undercover people, and then other special units can use them. So the difference between this car and another unmarked car is really in the lighting, and I guess the type of car it is. This car is a detective car. It's a Chrysler 200. It's not built to be chasing people. And the lights in here are not made to be pulling people over. Like, these lights are just your two single lights in the back, two single lights in the front. Those are not for traffic purposes. You have other unmarked cars that can be for traffic purposes, but there's gonna be lights everywhere. That's like light bars in the front, light bars on the side windows back over here, lights on these mirrors out here, and on the back, there's like whole light bars everywhere. And those are primarily used for traffic purposes, okay? These are more of your people that just need lights in cars because it's a police car. Can you still pull people over in this car? Yes, however, that is not its primary function. A pro about this car is that it's incognito, meaning this car can fit in with anybody. You can be driving down the street and you not notice it's a police car. That's the benefit of this car. This car can be used for surveillance. If you need to go watch somebody or sit on somebody's house, something like that, this is the car that you want. You don't want a marked patrol car to do that, obviously. Another pro for having this type of car is for traffic, to catch speeders. The incognito thing comes back in place when you're traveling in traffic and you're wanting to catch people speeding, or you want to catch other traffic violations. This is the car you want. People don't make those same mistakes when there's a marked police car, not typically, right? So if you're wanting to get some tickets in, this is the car you want. Another use for this car is to target specific crimes, whether it's drug crimes, stolen vehicles, prostitutes, whatever. You want to use an unmarked car. You want to have the ability to still pull people over without people knowing that you're the police. So, for instance, if we have a high drug area, high crime area, or people breaking into cars in a certain area, you may want to put some cops in some unmarked cars, have them drive around. That way people are too busy looking out for marked patrol cars. They aren't too much paying attention to these cars, right? So putting these cars in areas where there's high crime, you get better results than putting a marked car there. This last one isn't really a benefit to specific officers, but to a department. This car costs way less than it would to outfit an entire police car. Notice there's no cage. You got these little 4 singular lights in this car. You got your lights down here at the bottom, which are just two lights, yep, well, horn, and then your little flick switch for the lights. That's all you got. There's no wrapping on the outside, so this car is just something they could just throw out to officers who don't need to be seen in a marked patrol car, who that's not their primary focus. This is the car you just give to a detective or a special unit guy who's not going out there answering calls and pulling cars over. Then we also get into the cons of having unmarked cars. The first con I could think of is just not having a police presence. When people don't see the police, they feel sort of more unsafe, especially in some neighborhoods. They don't see police shouting around, they're calling in, hey, I haven't seen a police officer in my neighborhood in 2 hours. You don't want that. You want people to still feel the level of safeness. And by seeing a police car just driving around gives them that feeling. Having police officers in unmarked cars, you kind of lose that because you never know who's the police. You lose that sense of safeness, right? Another con of having an unmarked car is things people are doing in front of you. Oh my gosh. So this isn't my original car. I am still a patrol officer. However, my last day working, I pulled up beside my beat partner. And when I pulled up beside this man, all I heard was psst. And I was like, oh my gosh. Because this is the 6th time I've gotten a flat tire in my car. I was so pissed. But I went to the garage and there are no spare tires. and no spare marked cars. So I had to get this car. But just driving around in this car, people flying right by. If it wasn't time for me to go home, I may have done something about it. But one, there's no radar in this car, and it was time to go home. But just the things people do in front of you, oh yeah, it increases. You think about it, with that increase, that builds up more accidents. People do more crimes in front of you, right? So brings back to the point of when it's nice to have marked cars on the street. Another kind we noticed, there's no cage. Let's say I pull over one of those people that did something stupid in front of me. Where I'm gonna put them at? Who's gonna transport them to the jail if I have to arrest that person? You have to then call another officer who has a cage to come and transport. That just starts taking up way too many people. So in that function, it will be way better to have a marked police car. Now, let's say you decide to pull somebody over in this unmarked car. You see you got your two singular lights in the back. Same thing back there is up front. Very limited lighting. This car is not made to be used for pulling cars over. That is not what this car is for. It's a very limited light. This isn't a car you're going to be pulling people over with at nighttime, because somebody may rear end you. The reason there's so many lights on other police cars and marked police cars is because we want to be seen. We want people to know, hey, we're here, get over. And this car, you gotta, it's not that bright. These lights are just there, just to have lights in the car. Another thing is, if you pull them over, you got to do everything you got to do over the radio. Really nowhere for equipment in here. There's no computer slot. A lot of times detectives, they're not bringing their laptops, and if they even have laptops, out of their office. So you're just driving around. To be honest, a lot of detectives aren't bringing out ticket books either, or other specialty units. They're just not riding around with ticket books. It's not what they're doing. So there's nowhere for your equipment inside of these cars. So you're missing stuff, right? When I drove my car home, my computer was in my passenger seat. No use for it over there, right? Overall, like I said, there's different uses for different cars. One has their use over here, one has their use over here. Neither one is better overall. They just have their specific use. This car would not be great as a patrol car because people just won't be able to see you out there. And people want to see police officers out in their neighborhoods. There are some departments that have a fleet of patrol cars that are unmarked. Fine with me, if it's fine with them. However, I think more citizens would like to be able to know when the police are there, right? Now, I could definitely see the benefit of not having it, which would be the cost to the department. It's way cheaper just to not mark your cars. That is a very cheap thing to do. So, like I said, this was just a video detailing the different types of cars. So, in the end, this is a video just giving the pros and cons to the marked car and the unmarked car. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe to the video. That's my chest. Man of Steel.